more background noise than you will normally hear in one of our podcasts. And no, it's not because we've gone and bought cheap mics. It's because it's the second of our specials from France. Lance la musique. There you go. Cue the music. See, I did some research and everything.
You did.
To get that. So, Matt, what are we drinking today?
Today, we are drinking, depending on which country you're in, either Leffe or Leffe.
Which is which?
Leffe if you're Belgian, Leffe if you're French.
Well, we're on the Canal du Midi in the charming town of Leffe. I think we should play the French pronunciation today. Fight me if you want to. So we're trying Leffe Blonde in a small 750ml bottle. So you'll see this dotted here and there and everywhere. Let's, to use your terminology for beer tasting 1, 2, 3, give it a go. Oof. That reminds me.
That's a big beer.
That's a big beer. That reminds me, the first time I had Leffe, I was on holiday with my wife and our kids and my father-in-law. We were camping in northern France, doing some of the sort of bits around World War II and World War I. And we looked around there and we went to the campsite bar, had Leffe, and they served it in Leffe or Grande Leffe. Grande Leffe, I think, my memory, was in a bucket. We didn't realise at the time that it's a 6.6% beer. So after 3 Grand Leffe and seeing my father-in-law stagger through all the tables to bounce off the dartboard, we decided beaucoup de Leffe, maybe not the greatest idea in the world ever. So we're drinking Leffe Blonde, 6.6%, as I just said. It's got a picture of a abbey on the front and anno 1240. Tell me more about Leffe.
So Leffe, brewed, or the recipe comes from the Abbey of Leffe, which is a Norbertine abbey.
You love this easy word to say.
Founded in 1152 in Dinan, in Belgium. They started brewing the beer around 1240, making it one of the oldest traditional beers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The abbey isn't so much there now because it was knocked down during the French Revolution, but okay. But the brewing was revived, or the recipe was revived in the 1950s. And now, strangely and unpleasantly, it's owned by Abbey InBev.
So are Abbey InBev hiring monks to brew this in an abbey in Belgium?
No, they use the same brewery as Stella Artois.
Okay.
So it's not, and Budweiser, strangely. So it's not a traditional brewed beer. The recipe is supposedly traditional, but really, let's say probably from the 1950s.
Yeah.
And they make lots of different varieties of it. So there's Leffe Blonde, which is what we're drinking here. They do a brown, a brune. They do a ruby, which has got, looking at more raspberry and fruit notes in it. And then a honey-infused version, which is Leffe Nectar.
I remember a couple of bars I've worked at served Leffe, and they had these really big chalices that they served in that were too big, because people always used to say, you top it up, you top it up, you top it up. Yeah. But actually those chalices, they're not just marketing gimmick, they help you like
it breathes.
Yeah, like a big glass of red wine. It helps you release those aromas. And there are some pretty
hefty.
Problem is, for those of you who know me, that's not many of you, but for those of you who know me, I don't like banana smells. I cannot stand the smell of banana. It goes way back to working in Old Orleans and making a banana cocktail called the Chocolate Monkey, where I'd go through a tray and a half of bananas a night. I'd go home smelling like I'd been at some bizarre monkey sex party, and just hated it. So I now cannot stand the smell of banana. This smells of banana.
Oh, yeah. It's heavy banana notes, which is probably troublesome for both of us.
Yeah.
Not so much for the banana. I'm trying Leffe now for the first time since I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
It's the first time I ever tried it. Along with Hoegaarden, because I'm of that age where in my early 20s, Hoegaarden and Leffe were brought over with Kriek and Framboise. Mm-hmm. More Belgian beers were coming on the market, and I really don't like it. I absolutely detest it. I don't like Belgium. This is probably one of the ones that caused me to dislike it the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like that banana taste. I don't like. There's a yeast. I don't like that banana taste. I don't like. It's, in my opinion, it's from the yeast,
Right.
and it gives that specific Belgian taste.
Ooh.
I tasted Le Chouffe a couple of weeks ago
Oh, yeah, I'm being tasting
on my channel
on Instagram and TikTok.
and I enjoyed that. That was good. That was nice. But I'm really finding this difficult.
So if somebody blindfolded you this and handed it over to you, what sort of specifics tell you it's sort of a Belgian Abbey beer?
Yeah, I suppose it's the Trappist beers that I don't like the most, and it's that banana, and this got
honey
some
in
citrus and there's honey. It's very sweet on the palate. There is not a lot of bitterness to it. Just that for me is those. I know you would know it, but more of a Trappist, more of a Abbey brewed beer recipe than the others.
The monks who made the beers, from my vague history of Belgium, made all these beers because it was safe to drink the beer than it was to drink the water.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for us going to work now, is it?
But no, not really. But then,
hey, boss. Sorry, I come back a bit tiddly. I've had 6 beers for lunch today.
In the Middle Ages in the UK, it was the same. But they drank near beer. It wasn't the 6% beer that they're making now. It was maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah,
it was part of the brewing process. The reason that, or supposedly the reason that Chinese people and Asian people in particular have a kind of aversion to alcohol, and a lot of them are allergic to it, is because they haven't built up this. They haven't culturally. They haven't built up the ability to drink it, because they make tea.
Oh,
so they brewed it in a different way, whereas we've brewed it and made alcohol out of it.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
And the French with wine
and we'll talk more about France and wine in our next episode, when we're going to be tasting some really boutique craft beers. Let's get the craft definition out of the way. We talk about it. We're going to use the Italian definition. Is it independent ownership?
No, AB InBev.
Does it produce under 200,000 hectolitres?
Oh, God, no.
No. And is it unpasteurised or unfiltered?
No,
it's not.
Neither.
So does losing craft status make it a worse beer, or are we just judging the liquid in the glass rather than who owns the brewery?
Yeah, I think it doesn't make it a worse beer. It's a decent beer. It's still, but it's not. I keep saying this about ones that I dislike. It's not to my taste. It's a very well made beer.
Yeah,
but it just doesn't.
Well, it opens the door.
Doesn't do it for me.
Globally, you see it in airports, you see it in pubs, you see it everywhere in supermarkets. It opened the door to the other sort of Belgian beers that you think about. So it opened the ones like Duvel or Chimay.
Yeah.
And
some
those
later
cherry ones that sort of came through later as well.
And in later years to the delirium tremens.
The what?
DTs. There's a beer. It's about 8-9%. Again, it's a Belgian beer, so I'm not a great fan.
Right.
But it's quite hefty, and there is a place for them. They're great beers. Just don't suit me or sit with me very well.
Yeah, and this isn't about us saying what we like. It's about us trying it. That's why we don't give you a score. No. Because actually our scores are totally irrelevant. This is about us explaining a little bit about the beer, so that when you try it, hopefully you'll try it. Let us know on Beer Together 123 on Instagram and TikTok, or via our webpage, or just bump into us in the street randomly and let us know stuff. This is about us trying different beers and giving you some story, and as we said before, just spending 30 minutes of your time with us, having a beer and a bit of a natter, finding out about my father-in-law falling into a dartboard. Food. We talk about food every time. I'm going to pour you more, even if you don't like it. No way I'm drinking half of a 750 ml bottle of beer on my own at 6.6% and still being able to talk. Well, that's an impressive head. Wow. Well done, me.
It certainly is.
Yeah. So food. I imagine you're going to start talking about all the food that is traditionally Belgian, so moule marinière.
Well, moule, not so much marinière. To be honest, actually, you chuck a couple of glugs of that instead of the wine.
That'd be nice.
I think that would work.
Yeah,
because it's got that maltiness to it. Milder cheeses, maybe.
You think?
I would say.
I think it needs to have something a bit more hefty. for a
No, I
cheese.
don't think
You
so.
try
I
and have
think
that with an
it's got
Edam,
that.
you're going, where's it gone?
Well, no, milder, not kind of insipid. Not one that's like,
if Edam ever wants to sponsor the podcast, we will retract the insipid comment.
Well, it is a little bit.
But it is some of the Belgian food, you think about traditional Belgian food, chips and mayonnaise.
Yeah, pork,
Perfect.
chicken,
Pork belly, bacon, all that sort of stuff.
It goes well with it.
Actually, you'd pick up, I think you'd lose the banana and gain some of the other sort of fruity, clovey flavours.
Yeah, clove
come through.
Although the clove is coming through quite loud and clear on that one. But
it's,
after the banana, So
it's bringing back memories of the bar.
Why? Tell me why. Why were you drinking this? When of your aversion to bananas?
Well, I didn't know about the banana thing at the time, and I started, and they had Leffe, and then they had some other French beer, and that's a debate we'll have in our next episode about French beer, which was just, I may as well just have been drinking brown water for the flavour it had to it, and it was over fizzy, it was just unpleasant. So I had a Leffe, and we had salted peanuts on the table. We had some food as well. So I didn't taste the banana because the other foods dialed that piece down. We then went on a trip to Bordeaux with our beautiful wives. I also used to like Hoegaarden. Until your wonderful, clever, funny, intelligent wife turned around and said, "Oh, it smells of banana, doesn't it?" And now I can't go near it. I can't.
You
go near it.
didn't actually drink that
I
you had to leave it.
I left it. I went on something else. You know what? Once you can't stand something, you can't stand something. I'm going back in with. I'm holding my nose each time I do it.
Feel free.
We're going to get through it if it kills us.
It may well do. Wow.
Back to so they said that the brewery almost died out, or burnt down. Sorry, you said burnt down.
Yeah, the original brewery. The original Abbey was burnt to the ground,
right,
or burnt out in the French Revolution, and this has come back in since the 1950s. Recipe handed down, I suppose. It's one of those, origin stories, mythical origin stories that people have, and then from the 1950s, and then it was brought out in the 70s, I think, by
Abbey and Bev,
or a iteration of them previously.
Okay, interesting. So the label clearly says it's Beer Belge d'Abbey, an Abbey beer, Belgisch Beer. Can't say that in German. Our German friends will now be rolling around saying, "Never try and do that again." Tell me about the Abbey. Do you know anything about it?
What I do know is that since the original Abbey was burnt down, they still have an Abbey at Leffe, but they receive money from sale of Leffe. Not a huge amount, I doubt, but they receive a royalties.
Okay, and going back to food before we go on to our Choose Your Fighter. Food wise, we've said it's very traditional Belgian style meals of fries with mayonnaise, roast chicken, bacon, pork belly, some cheeses. Just
quite
very
versatile.
But it does feel like a beer that belongs next to a roast dinner rather than a packet of crisps.
Oh yeah, you need something.
With heft.
Yeah.
To
not
get
something
this
that's
through.
not something that's gonna be finished very quickly. It's a big. When we said it's a big beer, it's a big taste. It's the it's not particularly heavy, but it's heavier than we've been drinking this week. We've been drinking lagers. Yeah, this one tastes like a smack.
Well, no, we had tried some Neepers as well. We'll tell you more about that on the next episode.
And this one tastes like a smack in the mouth.
This one is flavour, which we've been lacking and bemoaning,
and body to it
for the last couple of days. We've got a number of different local ones that we're going to talk through, but we did try one called it was basically Unicorn Brewery, wasn't it?
Yeah,
tried this Unicorn Brewery that professed itself to be a Neeper, a New England IPA, and we opened the can and we were all giddy with excitement because all we've been having was Kronenberg or Heineken or whatever, Estrella bizarrely. We opened this can and we're there like two little schoolboys, excited.
excited to taste this.
Just taste it. And we poured it into the glass and we looked at it and went, it's not very hazy, but it's a little bit hazy. We had a smell and we thought, oh, it smells a bit like Nipa, but mixed with some pump. And then we tasted it and threw it overboard.
But we're heavily disappointed, and it went overboard.
I've never been so disappointed in a beer in my life. I mean, we actually also realised we bought 4 of these cans, and we can't do a podcast on it because we actually run nothing positive.
There was nothing. Well, even if there's nothing positive to say, there's nothing to say. It was bland. I have never tasted a blander beer that purports to be a Nipa or any form of craft ale. At least you've got 1664, which just tastes. It's just there.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me that it's something it isn't. It just is what it is.
Yeah. And we've been thinking since last week's episode. Well, we've been thinking about the choose your fighter categories. The one challenge we have, and again, we apologise that the sound quality maybe not what we've been aspiring to achieve, but when you are recording on the back of a boat in the canal, the birds have their own opinion. The guy fixing the boat next to us has his own radio station playing Joe Le Taxi on repeat, because I can't think of another song by a French artist apart from Edith Piaf.
Which we've had all afternoon. We've had several days.
And plenty of cyclists whizzing past. Looking, so again, we have to keep pausing and saying bonjour to random people as they go past us. And the wind has just decided to pick up as well. But on a boat, there's not many places you can hide from the wind. So excuse the extra noises. We hope they're giving you atmosphere rather than irritation. If they're giving you either, then let us know on BeerTasting123 on Instagram.
And if there's irritation, put it on pause.
And then come back another day. Maybe have a Leffe. Just to dial you down on the irritation. I think he's just fallen overboard. Anyway, that was a loud splash.
Percussive maintenance. He's hitting it with a hammer.
Percussive. I like the idea of percussive maintenance. Basically, if you're making a racket, you're doing percussive maintenance.
That's percussive maintenance. He's hitting it with a hammer.
Very good.
Anyway,
Choose Your Fighter, we're going to dive into in a minute.
Before we do that,
yep,
there's a little bit more to say about their.
The head on left looks like the stuff you see at the sea when it's been really rough.
It does.
It's not attractive.
No. At the end of the bolt, maybe.
I'm now staring at that and not listening to you, so sorry, carry on.
All right. There was a little bit more to say about the links to the brewery, to the Abbey.
Yeah.
In 2016, InBev.
2016?
2016.
10 years ago, okay.
AB InBev were taken to court for misleading consumers about its artisanal ties to the monks.
Really?
Yeah. How it went, I haven't got a clue. I haven't got the notes on that. But yeah, it basically says, is it historical? Is it authentic?
They were playing it off that
they were saying that
using it still used by monks.
They were, maybe they were saying that the monks were at the heart of this, but they're certainly not. Although they paid them a royalty, as we just said. But,
okay. Yeah. Choose Your Fighter. We said last week that we're struggling with occasionality, and we'd love to hear your opinions. Reach out to the social channels or through Match Beer Tasting 123. We think occasion and drinkability gets a bit too overlapped. So following last week's podcast, we had a think and a dance around on it and decided that perhaps we should look at something else instead. I don't know why I paused there. That we should maybe look at character.
Yeah.
So, because actually character might prevent something from being drinkable or occasion. So this is full of character.
I would think something like a Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
It's got huge amounts of character, but
and then also brings the Theakston Milk Stout back in, right? Because you can't compare drinking a Theakston's Milk Stout to drinking a Outland West Coast IPA, Dead Reckoning, whatever name it's going by at the moment. You can't compare the two.
No.
Because they are so different. Or Tremont, if you listen to last week's episode. Leffe. We're going to start off with the usual one, which is drinkability.
Yeah.
But
for me, no.
Is it one or two? It's
this is my own personal
take. The Abbey, the monks used to ring a bell, right? At the end of the day to say the beer was ready. So the monks would all come back in, have a beer instead of water, and then get on with praying and doing whatever monks do. Having not been one, I'm not an expert in monkism. Is that a word? I don't know.
Monkishness.
Monkishness? Monkeyism? No, monkeys are different.
They're different.
Pretty sure they're very different things.
Well, one is named after the other, but I'm not 100% sure which one it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, monkey, a capuchin monk,
Right.
and a capuchin monkey. I'm pretty certain that a capuchin monk came first, and they named them afterwards.
But there would have been monkeys around before monks were around.
They were, but I don't think capuchin monks have been around for years in Europe.
Okay.
How often do you think they would have seen a capuchin monkey?
I've done Google, as is always the way. And
you're trying to catch me out again.
The short answer is monkeys are definitely not named after monks.
Oh, a capuchin monkey. A specific monkey.
Some animals genuinely were named after monks. For example, capuchin monkeys were named because early Europeans thought they looked like the brown robes and hoods worn by capuchin monks.
I wasn't saying that.
So while monkeys
were.
While monkeys probably aren't named after monks, some monks definitely are. They believe it came from a character called Moneke in a medieval German version of Reynard the Fox. Monkey came from. I have no clue how we got onto that. And to steer away from talking about occasional drinkability.
So, that's the mercurial.
We're going to compare similar sizes, right? So we're not going to compare. Would I now go and open another 750ml bottle of Leffe to drink? No. If I'm talking a 440 can, would I have a second one? No, because it's my beer.
Yeah, you don't like it, do I?
No, I can't say that.
No, I can say that. Would I have another one of these? No, because I don't like it. Would someone who likes it have another one of these? Yeah, pretty much.
With your meal. So drinkability, then we're saying that Outland still rules the roost.
Yeah.
Rules the roost.
Yeah.
We then talk about not occasion anymore, because we're not on occasion. we now talk about flavour. I mean, it's packed full of flavour.
It is packed full of flavour.
And if you take the fact that none of the rest like banana, and take that out of it, it's packed full of really nice flavours.
Yeah.
Really good flavours. Does it
strong? Is it? Has it got? It's got good body. It's got good nose. Yeah.
Does it pack more flavour than Outland? I would suggest it does. They're just different flavours.
Yeah, I think so. But we're going to end up having to put Leffe in to choose your fighter, and I don't want but no, no, I don't think it does. I think it has the same. I think Outland has equal taste.
Yeah.
Again, another.
And then I'm concerned as a character. The character sounds a bit like flavour, really. Should we be looking at versatility? Should we be looking at? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Because character.
So nothing wins. Then neck oil wins everything.
That's it.
Well, no, maybe not. But okay, I'm happy to do that.
Would you remember this next week?
Oh yeah.
Would you want to go next week?
No. Will I remember tasting this and say, I'll try it again another 20 years? 30 years, sorry. Will I try this again another 30 years? Maybe. Because I'd have forgotten.
Yeah.
Really don't like it. But then I'll be be very long in the tooth.
We said character, and I think character is about memory. It's about, to your point, if we're going to go with a thick milk stout or a smoky porter or some of those things, they're never going to win on drinkability and flavour necessarily.
No. They got
so I would say that actually I think Outland has a better flavour for me.
Yeah, it does me as well.
So we have flavour and drinkability. Outland would continue. I'd give it this top marks for character. It's got it's flavour. I will remember this. I'm drinking it, and it's bringing back memories of drinking this in the campsite in France. I remember the flavour.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what the flavour of Outland is now.
No, because we've had the massive amount of clove and banana
and pear and honey
and honey and this you can name things. I can pick things out.
Yeah, that's character. It's got a story to it as well.
It's got the story, whether it's made up or not is another matter, but it's got a story.
It's been brewed since 1240 by monks.
Really, has it? Has the same?
I'm not sure we'll find someone who's been around since 1240 to tell you whether it's been the same recipe or not.
No, because how about this? Try this one. That's all right. Is it the same as it was? No.
What I'm
not
also still struggling at is they chose this instead of water, and it's 6.6%.
Yeah. But I don't think this is where you
monks aren't performing open heart surgery.
No, but you still,
unless you're an open heart
can't
surgery
be drinking 6.6% beer, litres of the stuff. But was it that the beer the same strength at that point? Probably not.
Probably not. No valid. And if they're preparing it,
have they been brewing the same beer?
Yeah.
Since,
or has AB InBev just taken?
Or has it? Or in 1950 did someone think, oh, do you know what? I've got this little scrap of paper under the and it was the scrap of paper from the brewer, the Abbey, or have they just made it up?
No. Well, some things we shall never know.
No.
But we do know that folklore says that when the bell was rung, the monks came in to have the beer. And when we say the following sentence, you know your time on this week's podcast has come to an end. So his name is Matt.
And he is Elton.
And we are Beer Together. We hope to see you really soon.